Welcome in rainy Payson. In fact, we're not even in Camp Tontozona. We had to move away because
we escaped the deluge.
we were trapped.
Bruce Cooper's right over there.
Yes, he could verify this.
Yeah.
It was trapped in pouring rain. Head coach Todd Graham meeting with the media under a tent, and then the downpour came down, and we were stuck there for how long was it? Like 40 minutes?
Yeah, that sounds about right. This was right after, though, he did announce that he would announce the quarterback on Monday.
Yes, and the quarterback play again. It's starting to rain again.
Yeah.
It's weather up here in northern Arizona.
going.
Anyway, it's distracting me. The quarterback play. What did you see from the three quarterbacks here in the scrimmage at Camp T?
Well, I can understand why Kelly's number one. He seems to actually take the least chances and makes the fewest mistakes. Eubank is strictly a runner at this point. I don't think too many teams are going to be real scared when he throws the ball at the moment, unless it's short passes. And Mercavici's kind of a gambler and seems to be the odd guy out because he's thrown some picks.
And now you mentioned Eubank being the runner. He even went live. I thought that was rather interesting.
That's true. They tackled him.
They were tackling him.
They were.
And another kind of story leading into Camp T was how Todd Graham yesterday mentioned they were only probably going to have 50-ish snaps. They went over.
Yeah, they went into 4 quarters actually of game time. So they cut it after about 3 quarters in a couple of plays. So they did go much further than expected.
And another thing that they've continued to work on that you notice is the overtime drills.
Yeah, they do that at the end of every practice. So if they're in overtime, they better win. They're prepared. They've done it. Did it in the spring, and they did it today.
Now there was a couple of injuries of note. Rice, he kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit, but he appears to be
First
okay.
play, pretty
First
much.
play, yeah. So
he's an imposing figure. That's the first time I've seen him, in person, and he looks the part. We'll see if he can, come through. But and obviously Marshall sat out, and Irabor came out too.
Yes, and Marshall, it was revealed he has a hamstring kind of tweak with that, so it's not a fatigue issue. If you bought
fatigued
that.
Hamstring.
Yeah. Not sure anyone really bought that at the time. What are some of the things that kind of concern you for ASU after seeing them scrimmage here?
2 things. I'm really concerned about the wide receivers. I don't think that they ran particularly good routes. They dropped passes. Carr had a very good week, so he's kind of the star now. But he didn't do much apparently before they got here. But he had a really good week. So I think that's a good issue. And Miles, I'm still not sold he's a complete wide receiver, so let's see how that goes. And I think the safety position, only because they give up a lot of big plays, where are the safeties on those plays? I didn't have time to obviously go through any game tape or anything, but they've given up a lot of long plays for touchdowns or close to touchdowns here the last 2 or 3 days, I'm told. They certainly did today.
Now, Todd Graham, he loved being up here. He, in fact, mentioned he'd like to be up here for a full week next year. Did this change your mind at all, Bob?
It's a nice setting, but I don't think it's necessary for team bonding. And, I don't know if it makes any difference in win-loss record. I'm sure if they have a good season, everybody will credit Tontozona. And if they don't, everybody will forget about Tontozona because they don't want to admit that it doesn't matter.
That's probably a true point. Well, for Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray, and we'll have more coverage.
I'm going to go get...
Yeah, we're about to go eat. We ordered our food and then came out.
The hell with that. I need to get dry.
Right. For Bob Kemp, who's out now getting dry, I'm Rich Gray. This is thefan1060.com.